and we are underway. Starting the 2025 season for Ballard FC here, back at home, Pagliacci pitch, Interbay Stadium. It's an early battle. Kosakov keeps the ball in play to, he doesn't actually quite, it's on a referee. Marks it out of play. Monte with the first throw in for the evening. Early pressure by Brummett and co. Christian Eggman, definitely an aerial threat. Comes all the way through to Lanphier. Ballard will look to build.
Make a run, Richie!
Zemenfis to Mogoba. Hammond with a long ball, searching for Kosakov, but it goes all the way through to Norris. Get his hands on the ball for the first time this evening. Norris elects to go long. So Memphis with a glancing header. Hammond under a little bit of pressure. Mongoba clears up. Kosakov physical early on against Landon Sexton. Wins the free kick for his side. Curious to see how Bigfoot FC is going to play tonight. They know how to score goals. They've only conceded one over 2 matches, and under pressure early. Norris forced into action. Unwillingly, without a doubt. But that just goes to show the willingness to press from Kosakov and co. up front. Eggman with a strong tackle. Hammond cleans up, goes back all the way to Lanphier, ball at his feet for the first time. Ballard known since the inaugural season 4 years ago to be a ball-dominating team with the likes of Peter Kingston, Charlie Gaffney, Leo Burney, all of which moving on to professional levels, which we'll talk about. We'll have plenty of time to talk about some of those pieces as we go. But there's a lot of new faces here. Philipposian sprays one out. Kai Briscoe unable to collect. Shows a hand of apology. A bit of pinball in the midfield, and eventually it lands with a Ballard FC free kick. Philipposian standing over it. And then driving forward. Richie Amon on the ball. Quick feet, clever, drives down the line. Richie Amon sizing up his defender. Second one comes in, but he finds the Memphis on the top of the box. All the way to Philipposian. He takes a strike for the first shot of the evening. A little wayward, but the Ballard FC fans are appreciative. They're used to seeing goals. They're used to seeing bangers. And the new kids on the block regarding to the Ballard FC team will definitely want to keep this crowd happy. And what a crowd we have. I think it's a errant kick that goes Richie Amon's way, unable to collect. Definitely a chance going wayward, and Bigfoot looked to break. Long ball in behind. Lanphier thinking about coming. Elects to go with his head. I think it was the right decision in the end, and Kai Briscoe with a strong collision on the far side. I believe that was with Owen Bliskus. Seems like he's okay, which is good to see. But as I was mentioning a moment ago, what a crowd we have this evening. The bridge keepers are in full voice. We've got the bush keepers keeping it alive on the far side. The stands are packed on the near side. I mean, hey, If we did what we did last year of packing out Memorial Stadium, not too tall of a task to pack out Pagliacci pitch. But nonetheless, the Ballard FC faithful have come in numbers. Richie Amon coming short. Luke Hammond making the run in behind. Amon elects to maintain himself under pressure. Clever flick from Brummett, but it doesn't work out. Goba clears up, finds Joe Dale. And wait for a throw-in on the far side. Six minutes played here at Pagliacci pitch. I get the feeling that both teams are trying to ease into the game. Definitely a lot of emotions coming into this when you have a crowd as we have today. Christian Eggman with a one-time ball. That is absolutely brilliant. Kai Briscoe with a fantastic touch, winning the free kick for his side and showing the emotion early. As a Ballard FC fan, you love to see it, and a yellow card shown early in the match. This is a good chance as we see the center backs come forward. Look out for number 2, Christian Eggman, on the score sheet. First to score for Ballard FC away against FC Olympia. He is definitely one to put some attention towards. And goalkeeper Parker Norris, if he's done his homework, he should know who the threats are. Referee doing a little bit of maintenance in the box. And a yellow card is being shown here. I'm being honest, still trying to figure out them. I think it was Derek Johnson. The yellow card initially for the first foul. I'm not sure who has just shown a yellow card, and we have a player on the floor now. Captains are having a word. Meanwhile, Christian Eggman is having a conversation with Austin Brummett and Luke Hammond, probably saying, hey, put it on my forehead. I'll probably put it in the back of the net. Pretty good advice. Love to see the emotion from Kai Briscoe. A little bit of a talking to here for Kosakov. All is in good order. Should see the match resuming here shortly. Receiving word that it was Kosakov who received that second yellow card, likely for some unmannerly activities in the box. James Riley probably won't be too pleased, and there's more unruly activities in the box, this time involved with Kai Briscoe. We'll be here all night, ladies and gentlemen. Crowd starting to get involved. Referee keeping a keen eye on things now in the box. And it's Luke Hammond with the in-swinging service. Eventually gets cleared away. Joe Dale with the looped ball back in. Dangerous. Norris comes to collect. Can't beat Christian Eggman in the air, but wins the free kick for his side. And we'll have a restart coming out of the Bigfoot FC half. You know, I feel for Parker Norris. I've gone up against Christian Eggman myself a couple times, and he's no joke in the air. He's not afraid to hit you. He's not afraid to take a hit. So credit to Norris to commit to the play and win his side a free kick and relieve some pressure. Kai Briscoe brings the ball to touch. Ballard can play out again. through Engman and Hammond. Philibassian. Joe Dale. Back to Philibassian. We can already see the shape that Ballard's looking to take up. Philibassian happy to sit in between the two center backs of Mangoba and Christian Engman. Memphis and Joe Dale looking to operate centrally. Ball sprayed out long here to Richie Amon, who gets his way to the byline. Ball's into the box. Joe Dale receives. Joe Dale scores! It couldn't be anybody else. It's Mr. Ballard FC. The kid who made his way onto the team from tryouts 4 years ago. He was playing with Roosevelt High School when he joined the team. And now he's a captain of Ballard FC, scoring the home opener for 2025. I couldn't write a better script if I wanted. Absolutely fantastic ball into the box by Richie Amon. Puts it on a platter for Joe Dale, and all he needs to do is redirect it on frame. As you can see, he uses the inside of a foot. He doesn't try to put too much power on it. Makes sweet connection and flies it by Norris, who has no chance whatsoever. 11 minutes played, Ballard FC 1, Bigfoot 0. And you know the tradition, ladies and gentlemen. I see owner Sam Sazette running down the sideline with a box of Dick's Burgers. We'll see those flying soon, I'm sure. Ballard FC will look to maintain this pressure. Philibassian sprays it wide. Richie Amon to touch. Not his best control. Sees the foul. And just a quick note, what you see on screen on the far side, that is not the beer garden, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Charlie Kosakov finds Austin Brummett. Can't bring it under his control. Joe Dale tries and does very well to bring it underneath, but eventually gets swarmed out of it. Mote on the near side. Merrill under pressure. Trying to play out, but nowhere to go. Memphis picks up the pieces. Joe Dale receives on his left foot. Philibassian with the loose touch. Working hard to retrieve again. Doesn't quite come his way and gives up the foul. Ben Norris doing well to come deeper for his side. Well, I was trying to say a moment ago, what you see at the top of your screen is not a beer garden, it's a tequila garden. So if you're not here in person, you're listening to me, Yabalon, you should maybe figure out how to get to a match next week. Eggman winning the ball in the air. Seems like this is probably going to be the first real spell of possession for Bigfoot FC. Guy Briscoe has something to say about it. A little bit of pinball on the far side. Joe Dale picks up. Looks to break. Early cross in. Calls for a foul on Richie Amon, but Parker Norris does very well to be high off his line and receive that cross. And we're going to take a moment here. It's Carlos Mote on the ground after that collision. And I've been told that the Bridge Keepers have found a new home, which is in the Tequila Garden. May or may not be correct. Good for the vibes, bad for everybody else, you know. That's what we're all about here. Luke Hammond brings it under. Austin Brummett battling away, finds some Memphis. It's a new center back partnership this year. Leo Burney continuing the legacy of Ballard of the path to pro. We'll spend a moment. I can't get a word in. Nick O'Brien wins the ball and is fouled in the process, just as the Memphis thought he may have picked his pocket. But Amit making a run on the near side. This is an awkward one. It's a really awkward one. Kosakov keeps it in play, lays it on a platter, but he can't quite find Richie Amon. Eventually cleared away, but man, when that ball was in the air, from one goalkeeper to another, those are not fun to deal with. He needed to catch that out of the air. I was thinking in the back of my head, if he lets that bounce, he's in trouble. And he misjudged it. Kosakov lays it across the center, and Brummett just gave everything he could. Couldn't quite get a toe on it. 3 is in the air from Brummett. Finds Richie Amon. Joe Dale back to Brummett on his left foot. Ball to the far side. Mungoba wins the header. Well defended by Bliskis. Eventually being taken away. Bliskis back on the ball. Philibossian with a fantastic challenge in the middle of the park. Kai Briscoe cleans up for him. The inverted fullback has become quite popular in recent years. Luke Hammond is showing those responsibilities as we speak. And what it does, it really allows for the extra man in the midfield. And as you see, we have Richie Amon and Kai Briscoe creating so much width on the far side. It's so difficult to defend when done properly, especially with a possession-oriented team like Ballard. And it allows the creative, fast-paced players like Richie Amon, who's on the ball right now with a fantastic clip over the top. Intercepted along the way and eventually cleared. But it just wears teams down. And with good ball players in the middle of the park like Zemenfis and Philibossian, there's so much trust that goes into a style of play like this. But at the same time, it allows your creative, fast players to really thrive. So you have to imagine players like Joe Dale, Richie Amon, Charlie Kosakov really like this system. Memphis on the half turn, switching the play. Amon drives past his player. Can't quite connect, but somehow makes his way back to him. Scrapping away. Monte with the clearance. Bigfoot with the throw. With the throw in. Richie Amon does very well, shields the ball out of play. Richie Amon with the most shots of any Ballard player last year. Highly creative and attacking force. And a mainstay presence for this squad. No surprise to see him in both the starting 11s from James Riley for this year. Kosakov coming deep. Interchanging with Zemenfis, who receives it now on the half turn again. Driving ball in, Brummett. Bounce pass, Joe Dale continuing the switch of play. This is great work from Ballard. Richie Amon back in the same spot that we saw the previous goal. Beats his defender down the line, makes his way to the byline. Brummett's there. Filibastian picks the ball up. The crowd wanted Luke Hammond to take a shot, maybe on his weaker right foot. Elects to maintain possession. Ballard elects for patience. Briscoe. Somehow makes his way through. Pure pace, athleticism, and craftiness. And that ball's gone. One of the downsides of playing here at Pagliacci pitch. You have some heavy brush on the far side. Way strong tackle in on Kai Briscoe. Knee high. This is questionable. This is very questionable. I'd be surprised if no card is shown. There is a yellow card being taken out now. So we're seeing some of the craftiness a moment ago from Kai Briscoe, and maybe and that's a red card, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's a second yellow. My word, we are 22 minutes played, 1-0, and Bigfoot have received a red card. Shocking. Waiting to see a number so I can confirm exactly who was just sent off. Confirmed it was Derek Johnson. Second yellow. Very reckless. A little bit of rush of blood from the Bigfoot midfielder. Yeah, just committed too late, and he knew it. He had zero complaints. This is going to be an extremely tall task now for Bigfoot FC. Coming up against a juggernaut of a team like Ballard, and now down a man. You can see Filibastian in the center of the pitch. He's telling his team to calm down a little bit. I think that's the right play. They're doing everything right so far, bossing the possession. They now have the man advantage. There's a pause in play here because center referee's having a conversation with James Riley on the far side, who's clearly unhappy with something. Sorry, in all the chaos, just being told Ballard FC also received a red. I think it was 29 Charlie Kosakov on the far side. And we now have both teams playing with 10 men. This is one of the strangest season opener debuts that you could have drawn up. But here we are. We're going to see some expansive football here. And in a sense, it's like nothing even happened. We're just down to 20 men on the field. Christian Eggman with an errant pass in the center of the park. Kai Merrill drives away. Bliskus on the far side, back to Merrill. Merrill with an early cross, finds its way to the box. Mungoba gets a toe on it. Zemenfis cleans up well. Richie Amon looks to collect. Austin Brummett back to Richie Amon. He's fast, but he's not that fast. All makes sense now what Coach James Riley was upset about. It was the straight red that Charlie Kosakov received. And actually, it might have been a second yellow. Sorry, I had missed it when I was in the booth here. Might want to see a replay on what potentially happened with Kosakov. All happened so fast. Kosakov did receive a yellow earlier in the match. Norris elects to go with his feet. Clearance doesn't go too far. Unsure defenders, Richie Amon collects. Ball somehow stays in play. Cheeky nutmeg, but here comes Christian Eggman. He's not letting that slide. Switch of play intercepted by Briscoe. Well done. Kai Briscoe currently playing for the Tacoma Stars professional indoor team in the Massel. Another one of the multiple players to make his way from pre-professional to the professional level. Ball in behind. Here comes Joe Dale once more looking for his brace, and he buries it! Joe Dale doubles the lead! Just like that! Mr. Ballard FC does it again! And he receives all the praise from the crowd and shouts out Absalom Zememphes for a fantastic ball in behind. Joe Dale could do nothing but put it into the back of the net. 2-0. And he is loving it. And I guess we were getting stingy with the burgers, but we're now getting burgers to be thrown out in the crowd. It only took 2 goals. Makes sense with how prolific this team is because Joe Dale made absolutely no mistake. A little bit of miscommunication from Hammond and Christian, but it works out. Richie Amon's got plenty of space, and Hammond finds him brilliantly. Drives inside, finds Austin Brummett. Cheeky flick in behind. Monte with a strong challenge, but the offside flag is up on the far side. There definitely would have been a shout for a penalty there otherwise. I think Carlos Monte had his heart in his mouth for a moment. Here's the moment with Charlie Kosakov. I'd imagine it happened earlier. Probably words that were said, if I had to guess, which is not how you want to receive a red card, and especially since he did it twice. But at the end of the day, Ballard won't care. It's 2-0, 29 minutes played, home opener, and 2 goals from the Joe Dale. Mongoba on the far side finds Joe Dale sitting on a hat trick currently. Ball into the box, finds Richie Amon. Cheeky back heel, Luke Hammond drives to the box, left foot, just past the far post. Ballard is buzzing. Richie Amon with eyes in the back of his head. And Luke Hammond's going to walk that one back. But nonetheless, James Riley has to be extremely pleased with how his team is currently playing. I want to take a moment here to talk about some upcoming games here. Ballard FC and Salmon Bay FC single match tickets are available now for just $14. Salmon Bay FC, the sister club to Ballard FC, inaugural season for the women, who are looking to match the historic run that Ballard has had. Charlie Koskov with a little bit of an errant clearance down the center of the park, picked up by Nick O'Brien. Kai Merrill with an early cross in. Mungoba wins the initial header. Briscoe collects. Looks to settle things down just a little bit. But seriously, I mean, join us again for another thrilling summer here at Interbay. History is constantly being made with these teams. Salmon Bay FC, as I mentioned, is inaugural season. Single match tickets are available for every single game, including this Monday's Salmon Bay FC friendly against Spokane Shadow and next Friday's Salmon Bay regular season match. The home opener against Tacoma Galaxy here back at Interbay Stadium. Good news, kids 5 and under get in free. Purchase your tickets at goballardfc.com/tickets. And yes, they are going to sell out, so do it quickly. Brumman looks to collect inside the box. Philibossian collects, sprays it wide to Kai Briscoe. Such a crafty, difficult to mark player with his pace, his technical ability. Philibossian hunting down his pass that got broken up, but here comes Bigfoot FC through. Kai Merrill eventually collected by Kamau. Far side defended by Kai Briscoe. Kamau once more. Likes to reset through Landon Sexton. Kamau with a nice pass in the center of the park. Long shot distance, but Lanfear was never really worried about it as he sees that go sailing wide. If you're just joining us, 34 minutes played, 2-0, but we're playing with 20 men on the pitch. Both teams have received a red card for yellow card accumulation. Charlie Kosakov and Derek Johnson, the recipients. Joe Dale with 2 fantastic goals. The first extremely worthy of a home opener debut goal. And the second was just vintage Ballard. So we see Richie Amon doing what he does best, driving at the back line. Double team has picked him up, but he doesn't care. He's still driving into the box, finds his way to the byline, continues, and eventually it lands in Parker Norris's hands. Grateful not to see that one go past him, as he's already seen 2. But Richie Amon continues to be a threat in behind. Saw Austin Brumman on the far side, standing by himself. What a year this is going to be for Ballard FC. James Riley's second year as a head coach, massive success in his debut season, coming off of arguably, I mean, such a hard season to beat. Ballard winning the national title through the dual efforts of Jason Farrell and Ethan O'Neill. But he's come in and done a very professional job. He's built a culture and a system, and he's continued to grow what's already been laid out as a very strong foundation. And as a former Sounders player, I mean, he has the appeal to draw in top talent. We're seeing that with the likes of Austin Brummett, Richie Yeaman, joining the team and continuing to bolster a star-studded lineup that already is. O'Brien on the near side driving infield. Joe Dale coming back to clean up. Philibossian getting caught in between the ref, but referee bails him out with a free kick. Philibossian sprays the ball out wide, as we've seen a couple times already. Charlie Yeaman trying to go down towards the byline once more, but picked off this time. Fantastic cross to the box, and there's Austin Brummett with his third. Third of the year for Austin Brummett. Player to watch in the entire National League, comes up big again. And a fantastic ball into the box by Luke Hammond. He had no other decision but to put it in the back of the net. 3-0. Almost 38 minutes played and Ballard is running away with this. Hammond with all the time in the world. Parker Norris is grasping for air. And all Brummett has to do is redirect it on frame. Running past the tequila zone. Da, 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 da. Just been told that the tequila zone is radioed for more salt. You can only know what that means.
Yeah, they're throwing burgers again.
We're starting to get into the period of a match where 3-0 down, Bigfoot might be already thinking damage control. They've had a decent start to the year. Again, they came out and they beat Portland Bangers, the other new kid to the league. It's an emphatic victory away, 3-0. And then they went to the seasoned veterans, Lane United, and tied 1-1. That was a home match. So they've had good success so far this year, but they haven't come up against a team like Ballard yet, that's for sure. Sexton finds Kamau in the midfield, looking to build something, but again gives the ball away cheaply to Joe Dale, who looks ahead of him and doesn't really see many options and just says, hey, let's keep the ball for a moment. Opportunity here to talk about Ballard FC's merchandise. Show your Ballard FC and Salmon Bay FC pride in style this season with some official merch up the bridges wherever you go this summer with an official jersey, shirt, hat, scarf, or jacket. Check out the club's newest batch of home and away jerseys, the home being worn by Ballard FC currently. And my lord, they are beautiful. But hold on, here's Nick O'Brien making his way into the box, and top goal scorer for the club, Ben Norris, arrives. Couldn't find his contact, but Lanphier needed to be watching it. We're seeing a good close-up of those home kits now, though. The vintage style that has been employed for this year's white jerseys, absolutely gorgeous. Also celebrated with local artists with the new Sarah Robbins kit. You can get yourself a piece of this history by picking up a Salmon Bay inaugural season jersey as well. Check out all of these options and more in person at the merch tent here at Interbay FC, or Pagliacci pitch. Awkward one from Norris. Sorry, I'm multitasking. Constantly got to be watching what's happening on the pitch because this Ballard FC team is explosive. Obviously, you can also find all this merch online at goballardfc.com/shop. Joe Dale on the far side harassing Carlos Mote. Philibossian really doing well fitting in this or holding midfield role. There's been some big names that have sat in that position over the years. Joe Dale finding a pocket of space. Brummett on the half turn. Elects to slow it down just a little bit. Philibossian again with one of these long switches. I think we're going to see this quite a bit, but Richie Amon a little bit lazy looking across the line. So many players throughout the years gracing Pagliacci pitch, 17 of which have made their way to the pro levels. Most recently, the likes of Peter Kingston, Leo Burney, Damian Alvarez, Charlie Gaffney. Apologies if I'm missing some, there's so many of them. Cheeky nutmeg on Hammond. In swinging ball to the box. It's Nick O'Brien trying to collect and a goal. They've brought one back. Almost out of nothing. It was really good play in the center of the box by Nick O'Brien to bring that ball down. Ball made its way to the near side here as Haanen with the service in. Nick O'Brien on the first attempt can't quite get it, but not cleared in the center by Zemenfis. And in the end, it was a fantastic strike with the left foot. Seemed to just dumbfound Charlie Lanphier. Really couldn't do anything about it. 3-1. Took a little bit of sting out of the atmosphere in Pagliacci pitch here. I think I need to remind the crowd it's 3-1. Philibossian fouled in the center of the park by Ben Norris. Not too much in that, not worthy of a yellow card. Kai Briscoe slowing things down on the far side. Confirmation, 5 added minutes. The first half here. Philibossian just baiting the pressure. Ballard very comfortable just to ride out this halftime lead. Hagman with a clever touch to beat the initial press. Finds Richie Amon on the near side. Luke Hammond is straight off sides, who he was initially looking towards. Makes its way back to Richie Amon. It's looking to check, but no space for him. Hammond clean on the ball. Eggman. Fired in a Brummett, immediately under pressure, but does well to connect with Hammond and Zemenfis. Joe Dale collects. Ball over the top. Kai Briscoe's fast. Can he receive it? Yes, he can. Makes his way to the byline, gets the service off. Norris does well to get off his line. Long ball over the top. Mungoba's looking to collect, and it was Owen Bliskies who got a foot on it, but I think it was offside in the end. Just showing Ballard they need to be on their toes. Can't turn off. Already seen that from the recent strike from Nick O'Brien. Three minutes remaining here. Minimum stoppage time. Philibasian and Zemenfis switching roles now. Zemenfis happy to sit in between the two center backs. All the way back to Lanfear. This time it's Zemenfis to spray it long towards Richie Amon with a fantastic touch. Making his way to the byline once more. Cuts inside on his right foot. Austin Brummett with a loose touch. Eventually picked up by Kamau, who does well to break away and looks to go long. Blocked out by left back Luke Hammond, who's currently on the right side of the pitch. Eggman slows the play down. Philibasian under pressure, but quickly bounced off some Zemenfis. Zemenfis once more. Plenty of space for Kai Briscoe, and it's a fantastic ball in behind. Kai Briscoe comes inside on his left foot, lays the ball off on the top for Zemenfis, who strikes it! That ball was moving. Referee thinks about giving a foul, but he elects to let play go, and then eventually gives it. Much to the crowd's displeasure. Approaching the final minute here of extra time. Can't imagine there'll be too much more added on to the 5, if any at all. Long ball from Sexton makes its way to the far side. It's Norris who picks it up, but Kai Briscoe who cleans up. Mote gets the ball back in very quickly. As well to escape pressure. Sexton once more into the center of the park. It's O'Brien, the goal scorer, on his left foot. Tame effort this time. Lanfear was a little bit more attentive towards that effort than the last one. Ballard seemingly just wanting to play the half out. And we're underway. And if you're just joining us again, a quick reminder, both teams playing with 10 men. 2 red cards in the first half. 2 goals by Joe Dale. 1 by Austin Brummett, as well as Nick O'Brien to answer for Bigfoot FC. Richie Amon with the early pressure. Brummett can't quite push it through. Takes one in the chest for his efforts and wins a free kick for his side. It's a little bit of a cheap free kick to give, as these are extremely dangerous for, I should say, in the favor of Ballard FC. The likes of Mangoba and Filibastian and Christian Eggman. Those are some large targets. Bigfoot isn't no slouch, though. They've got some players of their own. Joseph Raymond stands out to me in the middle of that box, currently marking Christian Eggman, as you'd expect. In-swinging service, bounces off Filibastian. Richie Amon makes his way in, gets a touch on it. Can't quite redirect it towards the direction of Eggman. Norris grateful to get his hands on it, first of the second half. Driven ball by Kamau to the far side. Well played through Merrill. There was a halftime sub as well, and here is, the ball was in the direction of the halftime sub. It's Kamau as well. Memphis straying offsides. Richie Amon on the far side, I believe he was offside as well, and the near side ref does raise his flag. Crowd boos, but I'm an honest player. He was offside. Good call by the ref. Taking a quick look at this replay. Maybe not the service Brummett would have wanted, but it was great creativity and industry from Filibastian to redirect that at Richie Amon's way. Memphis cleaning up. Dale partnering with him. Somehow it makes its way back to Dale. Drives it in the direction of Richie Amon, who has the wheels to collect. Continues to drive towards the byline. Only one player in the box. The second arrives in Joe Dale. Richie Amon goes himself. Blocked in the end. There's a couple Bigfoot players that have taken some blocks in recent passages of play, seemingly feeling it. Richie Amon clips the ball in the box. Easy to collect from Norris. Gives his team a second to recollect. Kamau, the halftime sub. Raymond infield to Merrill. Sexton with the ball in the box behind. This is also another halftime sub, but well collected by Lanfear. I believe it's Kearney who is subbed in, who's now pressing Mangoba. Doing well to press him, but Mangoba remains calm under pressure. Eventually clears out of bounds. Almost hitting our camera lady. Watch out. Kamau will try again on his throw-in. Merrill recycles through Raymond to the far side to Sexton. Sexton looking to penetrate through the center, but well cut out by Filibastian. Ball in behind. Should be easy for Lanfear, and it is. Foot's press works out, but cheaply given away straight to Mangoba, and here comes Kai Briscoe. Joe Dale offering his services down the line, and Kai Briscoe's asking quite a bit, but works out in the end for Ballard. Eggman. Richie Amon collects, double teamed. clipped. Referee allows plays to continue. Bounced off Brummett, but can't bring it to touch. Well won by Philibasian. Austin Brummett, a little bit alone by himself up top, elects to check and maintain possession. In the end, a good decision. Kai Briscoe here on the near side. Continues to travel with the ball. Here's one of the three captains, Christian Eggman. Here's one of the other captains, Luke Hammond. Ball in behind might work out for Eamon, who wins the initial header. Brummett's offering his support as well. Ball falls kindly for Bigfoot. Ball in behind for the goal scorer, Nick O'Brien. Collects well, but Luke Hammond does even better. Finding Zemenfis in the center of the park. Memphis making his way back to Lanfear, who's immediately under half pressure. Great moment to talk about Absalom Zemenfis. What a story with this kid. Came to Seattle from the Ethiopian Premier League with St. George SC and won the title with the team in 2022 to 2023 season. Eventually made his way to, oh boy, we're going to have to pause for a second. Richie Eamon in behind once more. Finds his early ball in the box. Joe Neal for his hat trick. Fantastic save by Norris in the end. But that's how quick it can happen. Ball in behind for the pacey Richie Eamon. Great pick out by Brummett. Easy 1-2. Early ball into the box. Joe Taylor takes a touch. May have misled him just by bringing it a little bit away from his direction of Norris's goal. First time in the half that we're really seeing some vocals from the supporting cast here. Say they've gotten used to goals, and 3-1 ain't nothing the supporting team hasn't seen before. Ball goes all the way through to Mangoba. Cheeky cutback. Cheeky turn. Finds Kai Briscoe at the top of the box. Briscoe gets a shot off. Mangoba wanted that one, and you can see it. He loved it. Ballard win a second corner. Oh, it was brilliant from the center back, and Briscoe did everything he could, but it was a good block in the end. I believe it was Raymond. It's a big body to get in the way. In swinging, ricochets off of Brummett, eventually into the grateful hands of Norris. As I was mentioning a moment ago, though, but Absalom Zemenfis came to the United States due to the civil war happening in Ethiopia. Fled Ethiopia and was one of a couple players to make the team through open tryouts. And now he's one of the starting players second week in a row and clearly solidifying himself as an extremely important, pivotal player in this Ballard FC squad. There's always a Cinderella story with this team, and this kid is definitely making it happen. It's Kamau on the far side, makes his way in behind. It's an awkward one for Lanfear, and it's eventually going to be a shot here from... Boy, Ben Norris drags his shot wide, and you'd expect better from the prolific goal scorer. He's got 2 in 2 weeks. He was one to watch early in this match. He had almost too much time to think about it. It was a good ball in behind from Kamau to Kamau. It fell kindly off of the save from Lanfear, but just dragged it. Unfortunate from Bigfoot's perspective. Fortunate for Ballard. So we could have had a much closer affair if that had been on target. Wouldn't be surprised if we see some substitutions here. We did see 2 from Bigfoot, and we're seeing the energy early on. Kai Briscoe, one that is very familiar with the scrap, protesting the decision. Play resumes. Kearney on the far side doing some dirty work, wins a throw in first side. Austin Brumman with a little bit of space. It's been very minimal for him this evening. He's operating in a false 9 role. He was supposed to operate underneath Charlie Koskov before he received a red card, so now he's operating more as a solo number 9, but in a deep lying position because they need to connect the midfield. Joe Dale working really hard, and it's going to work out for him. Joe Dale! Oh, but Parker Norris, that's fantastic goalkeeping to get off his line quickly. Joe Dale knows that was a golden opportunity. That was pure effort that created that chance. Eggman making a little bit of a meal of it, but does enough to put it out of touch. So Memphis battling in the center of the park with Merrill. Comes away with it, eventually through Philibossian. A calming presence on the ball as we've seen already this season. Joe Dale slowing the game down. I'd love to see Joe Dale's heat map. He's been everywhere today. Currently seeing him as a midfielder. Central holding midfielder for that matter. Ball stuck in the corner. Eggman elects to go long. Brummett challenges, wins the header. Fantastically done. Richie Amon collects himself, but can't return the favor. Does well to keep it, but concedes a foul. And a yellow card for his troubles. I think the reaction from the crowd sums it up. Long ball back in from Sexton. One in the air by Eggman. Mao elects to bring it down, but Brummett intercepts. Richie Amon immediately breaking away, offering himself as an outlet. But here comes Kai Briscoe, pace to burn. Kai Briscoe faced up with Kamau, checks back, plays through Philibossian. Hammond to Amon. Amon sizes up his defender. Slows the pace down, back to Hammond. Six connects with the 8, 8 connects with 3. Back to the 6, good interchanging play, but a loose pass from Zemen. Austin Brummett's coming through, and it's getting a little bit messy right now from both teams. Like I said before, I'd be surprised if we don't see subs within the next 10 minutes. Eggman with the ball in behind, should get easily picked out. Question is who picks up the seconds. Offside decision made. Kearney strayed just a little bit with that initial ball through. Good opportunity here to shout out some of the youth camps that we have set up. It's been a mainstay for Ballard throughout the years, but again, 2025 Ballard FC Elite Summer Clinics are now available for registration. Clinics are based and built for elite level boys looking to play at the next level. Field player training is led by head coach James Riley alongside some of the assistant coaches as well. Together they bring professional playing experience at the MLS and USL levels and plenty of high-level coaching as well. This is something you want to be a part of. There'll also be goalkeeper training as well, led by Ballard FC head of goalkeeping as well as former Seattle Sounder Ben Dragavon. He is a presence in the goalkeeping community here in Seattle. Take that from a Seattle-based goalkeeper. That's someone that you definitely would love to learn from. And additional coaching will also be provided from some of the Ballard FC players that you're seeing play right now. Registration includes a free ticket to Ballard FC's match on June 20th. So a little bit of perks that come with it. For more info on these camps and times and locations as well as registration, visit goballardfc.com/camps. Now with a ball in the box and an industrial run, but well done by Kai Briscoe, who eventually wins the foul for his side, and referee quickly looks to break up the play. A warm applause from the crowd for Kai Briscoe as he's ever willing to put his body on the line for his team. Really great work from Ben Norris, looking to build something for his team. Kai Briscoe is up to the challenge. Joe Dale with a great turn. So smart where he looks to bring the ball. It's Menfie's out wide to Eamon. Back to Joe Dale, who's looking to pull the strings this time. Philibossian sprays it out to the near side here to Briscoe. Briscoe with an early service all the way in behind. Richie Eamon's asking for it. He does get on the end of it. Somehow he can't bring that ball out from under his feet. Throw on the far side leads to a little bit of pinball. Kamau spending a little bit too much time on the balls, and Memphis finds Brummett in a pocket of space, lays it off for Joe Dale, who clips it wide to Richie Eamon, inside out on his right foot. Philibossian thinks about the shot, checks it back to Richie Eamon. Wins a corner for Ballard FC. Austin Brummett holding up the three. Makes its way back to Brummett, who has a little bit more time to reassess. Clips a ball in. Kai Briscoe wins the initial header. Norris does well to keep out the corner. Direct ball all the way through to Ben Norris. Kai Briscoe with the challenge again. Climbs so high to win that header and then finds himself with plenty of space. And here comes Kai Briscoe once more, motoring down the sideline. Austin Brummett's on the far side. He sees him, but he elects to check. Mongoba out to the near side here. Joe Dale. Mongoba once more. Mongoba, another interesting story to talk through. Started his college experience at Union U in 2021 and transferred to Seattle U in 2023. Originally was part of the German youth club Bayer Leverkusen, Gladbach in Germany. So he has some international playing experience, and you can see the very much level-headedness that he brings And he's filling some very large shoes all the way back to the days of Angelo Calfo, currently playing at a professional level. Leo Burney, also playing at a professional level. Those are big shoes to fill, and he's doing well so far, but he's beaten here this time. Kearney inside of his right foot, gets a shot away. No deflection, goal kick. But Mongoba will look to build a partnership with the very experienced Christian Eggman. Memphis with the ball in behind. Austin Brummett climbs, but Joseph Raymond is not one to be trifled with in the air, I think. You're going to have a pause here for head injury. Standard procedure. Take a break and play for Austin Brummett, who looks like he's okay. Had a clash with the large figure of Joseph Raymond. Take this moment to also shout out the Bridges United Foundation, which serves as the strategic umbrella for all the community work undertaken by the club during the season and throughout the year. Foundation's a 501c3 nonprofit. Focuses his work on underserved communities. Underserved communities. That's a bad error. I'll make sure everybody hears that one. Underserved communities to provide free soccer camps and clinics with the support of Ballard FC and Salmon Bay FC coaches, players, and staff. You can support the Bridges United via donation by bridgesunitedfoundation.org. It's bridgesunited.org. Really good work that they're doing. Filibasi with a clip ball through. Luke Hammond with a great early service in. Well broken up by Joseph Raymond. Got a handful of substitutes coming in for Ballard FC here. We'll do our best to stay up to date with them. Going off, Joe Dale, 2 goals on the day, handing the captain's armband on the far side.
I need Matt. The camera's coming off. The camera is coming off.
Looks like Ray Mendes taking his spot.
Yes.
Kai Briscoe also being substituted, making his way on Omar Gray.
Entering the match, number 11, Zach Ramsey. Number 19.
Zach Ramsey also made his way onto the pitch,
And number 33, Omar Gray.
replacing Richie Amon. So a handful of fresh legs to build on Ballard's lead, but also maintain the pressure that they've been able to really hold over Bigfoot throughout the match. And here's Gray early involved with a cutback. Both of the substitutes look to combine early. Luke Hammond picks the ball up back in the path of Zach Ramsey, but can't bring it to touch. Zach Ramsey, one of the substitutes that just made his way on, currently playing his collegiate soccer at University of Washington. 3 years of collegiate eligibility remaining. So a young player in the squad, just 19 years of age, originally from the Redmond area. Grew up playing with Crossfire. Ray Mendez, a figure that we've seen quite a bit, especially through the campaign last year, as we see Kearney challenged by Mongoba. And Gray makes his way back to do his defensive duties very well. Memphis finds Brummett. Eventually Ramsey takes over. Omar Gray on the ball now, the third substitute to make his way onto the pitch, replacing Kai Briscoe. Also playing his football currently at University of Washington. He's played at a couple different places throughout his career, including Cal State University Northridge, as well as University of New Mexico, so a little bit of a traveler, so to speak. But his travels have landed him probably one of the best footballing places in the country. Ray Mendez almost bringing that down from Austin Brummett. Long ball in behind, squared up with Hammond. We've seen this a couple times through the evening. Just passages of play of both teams trying to get their foot on the ball, and then all of a sudden, game comes to life very quickly. And a free kick given in favor of Bigfoot FC in the central part of the pitch, but we already see some of the large figures make their way forward. Have to imagine this ball is going to end up in the box. It's a very central location, though. I always talk about where the goalkeeper decides to set his line, and we see it very definitively on the 18-yard box. Charlie Lanphier standing on his 6-yard line. See if he can come collect this. Alexis Stay, good cleanup work. Ball comes back in, eventually away by Gray. Ball back in by Merrill, makes its way all the way through and harmlessly in the hands of Lanphier. Alexico quick and a little bit of a casual toss out. He'll be thanking Hammond later as he cleans up the mess, but oh boy, here comes Zach Ramsey. Plenty of pace to burn. Makes his way into the box, checks onto his right foot. Keeps the ball alive, but my word, we saw some of the pace there. Substitute one pacey player, Richie Amon, for another. And here is Gray on the near side. Plenty of time. Surveys his options. Great ball into the box, but eventually cleared away. O'Brien do his defensive duties. Being a little too cute with it on the far side. Philibossian thinks about it, gets a second touch away. Philibossian! Left-footed strike. Hits the wrong side of the post. Holding midfielder who probably rarely see himself in that position. But a good effort nonetheless. No goals in this second half. We had a fast-paced first half with everything you could imagine. It's been a little bit more of a tame second half. Game's cooled down, so to speak, along with the weather. Ball in behind here from in the path of Kamau, and a little bit of miscommunication, but Eggman, with no second guessing on that, elects to concede a corner. It's Kai Merrill who trots his way over to take. In-swinging service here, crowded penalty area. Ballard electing to play a little bit more zonal defense. Makes his way to the near post, can't go past Brummett. Disappointing corner in the end. Hate to hit it. Hate to see it hit the first man from a Bigfoot perspective. Challenge for Lanphier, he drops it. Second attempt is won by Bigfoot, and the third back into Lanphier's hands, but he won't want to see that replay. Tough as a goalkeeper in games like this where your team is so dominant. You have to stay mentally engaged the whole time. Gray finding Philibasian, who's had so much time on the ball this evening. Here he is once more. Gray can't complete the pass through to Ximenes. Tracking his way back to Merrill. Merrill very clever on the ball. Continues his run to the byline, finds his striker. And Ximenes with great cleanup work. And the referee's given a foul off of the ball. Probably would need to see this again. I missed it myself as the play had already passed. But this is in a very dangerous location. Lanfear is going to need to lock in for a moment. How he saw it now, I think it was on Philibasian just after the ball had passed through. This is an important moment in the match. Nick O'Brien standing over the ball. He's going to have to make a decision here. Will he elect to go direct for goal? It's a four-man wall. Kai Merrill also offering his services, and it does go to Merrill. It was a training ground routine, and it was well executed until the strike went just a little wayward. The right foot of Merrill. The idea was there. Execution not quite so. Long switch of play here to Mendez. Wayward touch, has to turn back to Gray. Memphis, Philibasian combining a couple times. You can hear the screams on the pitch to keep the ball, but Hagman elects to clip a ball over the top and forfeits possession. Almost 80 minutes on the clock, still 3-1 in favor of the home side. It's been a rather uneventful second half, I have to say. But as we well know, anything can happen. We've seen drama unfold here at Pagliacci pitch multiple times through the last couple years. See if there's any more chapters to be written in this match. Good touch away from pressure for Mangman. Errant pass
Nice,
from
Christian.
Memphis, but Boba does well to clean up and save his midfield partner. Really difficult ball into play, and Ray Mendez with a strong hit. Referee allows play to continue. Gray picks up the pieces. We're seeing a little bit more jazz come into the play as we see a cheeky meg from Mendez there. A second cheeky meg by Philibasian. Crowd are starting to get engaged. Here is Mendez, finds Gray in plenty of space. Brummett's offering himself on the far side. First time service. Zach Ramsey can't quite connect. But Luke Hammond keeps the ball alive on the far side. Good turn from Ray Mendez. Inside ball to Philibasian in a similar spot. It's difficult to see from our angle up here, but didn't quite connect how he wanted to, and we're going to see a couple more substitutions. Probably the final substitutions for Bigfoot FC. So I can see it's number 11, Kai Merrill, making his way to the sideline. I believe that's Shoring who made his way onto the pitch for Kai Merrill.
Out number 11, Kai Merrill. And number 32, Caleb Smiley.
correction, it was Steinel who made his way out of the pitch. Hard to see from up here in the booth. Once again, a crowded box and a disappointing service. Once more, Lanfear's coming out to see if he can stop the corner, but he can't. So we'll have our first corner of the second half in front of the Tequila Bar. In-swinging service on the far side coming from Kamau. Once more, it's a very crowded box. Lanfear is going to need to be dominant in his 6-yard area. Kamau overcooks it, but I think it might be intentional as the second is originally one. And eventually away from Gray, and Bigfooter looking to turn up the dial a little bit here with the pressure. It's now or never territory, but they do need to be careful as Ballard FC can capitalize in these circumstances. Philibossian with a long ball over the top looking for the pace of Zach Ramsey. Wins the throw-in. Zach Ramsey once more. Clever defensive work by Sexton just to see that ball out and win the goal kick for his side. Long ball over the top, but Mungoba is there to receive. Scrappy play, and eventually Norris comes away with it. Kamau. Raymond to his center back partner, Sexton. Sexton fired into Kearney and back out through Raymond. Here's the substitute, Steinel. Raymond advancing Sexton. Sexton elects to clip a ball in towards Norris, but the offside flag comes up on the far side and the move dissipates. It was good build by the visiting side. I think it was a little premature to put a ball in the box from the center back. I think they need to have a little bit more patience in where they're putting the ball up towards their forwards, because at the moment Ballard FC center backs are handling everything. It's moments like this and transition that the opportunities are really going to present themselves for Bigfoot. They need to be a little bit more clean when they do maintain that possession. Norris asking for the foul on Philibossian. Couple strong words. Mao advances Raymond. Once more, it's another center back crossing from a very central location, and Lanfear, not too difficult. I don't think that's the pathway through for the team from Maple Valley. Lanfear calm in possession. Difficult ball back from Ramsey, but Hammond does enough to push it forward. Ball in behind, off the back of Kearney, and it's an awkward one. Lanfear somehow gets a foot to it. I don't think he knew too much about it. Hammond with a much more emphatic clearance this time, and I think that's our third ball into the Bushkeepers' territory. Bigfoot committing quite a few numbers forward. We're seeing Raymond on the ball more and more. As Medfees wins his midfield battle, Philibossian helps pick up the pieces. Great ball through as Phil Bassian drives forward. He looks at his options and he sees one and only Austin Brummett, who is offsides again. These chances keep coming wayward for the team. But that's a risk that you play with a high line. It only takes one of them, and with the pace of some of the players like Zach Ramsey, it's a dangerous game to play. But to give Bigfoot credit, they do need to play the game. They're 3-1 down with 3 minutes and some change on the clock. It's now or never territory. Good acrobatics from our center referee. Bassian resets play through Eggman. Clip ball to the near side from Gray. Clever touch inside. Ray Mendez with plenty of space. Elects to let Gray continue his run.
Oh.
A little bit too much, but Menfi's doing really well to pick the ball back up. Here is Phil Bassian under a challenge with the substitute Norris, but on the far side it's Menfis who's found his way on the turf. Take a moment here for the injured to receive some treatment. Up after some of those defensive efforts. Just a touch of cramp. Looks like we have a substitute being readied. You'd have to imagine it's for Menfis, who's really had a very industrious 89 minutes in this game. He's played a pivotal role in maintaining possession as well as maintaining his defensive duties. Receives a strong applause from the crowd as he makes his way off. Good to see him walking. And it's Cameron Cruz is going to replace Zumenfis. Cameron Cruz, a rotation player through the course of last year's season. Come up big quite a few times. It's a player that I've always really enjoyed watching. Very crafty on the ball, very clean strike as well. Again, another long service in from a center back. But it's Ben Norris with the strike, and it's blocked in the end, I believe, by Philip Bassian in a corner very late in the match. Been announced that 3 additional minutes will be added, so there's plenty of time to take this corner. I have to say it's a tall task for Bigfoot to come back from a 3-1 deficit, but can never say never. Service comes in all the way to the far post, and Gray elects to just help it on its way. Of a corner kick right in front of the tequila zone. Time it'll be Kamau. Makes its way over for the in-swinging left-footed service. Crowded penalty area once more. Although Raymond is loitering very deep on the far side. Ball is targeted in his direction, but credit to Gray for doing his aerial duties. Kamau been a rather tame second half here. Ballard closing in on their second win of the season. Might be frustrated they didn't keep the clean sheet tonight, although it was a very nice goal again taken by number 9 Nick O'Brien, who is substituted midway through the second half. Errant goal kick again, not again, excuse me, but first time for Lanphier. Final minute of added time here, and Brummett's charged up. He knows every point matters in this league, and he's worked really hard tonight. And his third goal to really provide a cushion for Ballard FC through the course of this match. We're seeing one final press here from the boys in white. Long ball for Norris. Picked up from O'Brien, excuse me, he was not subbed off. And eventually past Kamau. Crowd starting to get a little bit jittery, wanting the referee to blow his watch, or excuse me, look at his watch and blow the whistle. Ballard will take their time with this throw in. Eventually Gray will just launch it up the sideline. Brummett wins the flick on. Ray Mendez will give chase. And that's full time.